Hi, this is Tara Alisha Berry and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Well, we've just done an interview with the entire star cast of Love Games, Patralekha, Tara Alisha Berry and Gaurav. It was extremely entertaining, and after that I happened to see the song Nirvana. And I was like, okay, there is much more to be discovered as far as Tara Alisha Berry is concerned, and we should have her in our office. So we have with us a beautiful Tara Alisha Berry here in Hungama office. Tara, wonderful to have you on.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And somewhere that's this entire Nirvana thing that we could not really fathom, because when we spoke to you last time around,
it hadn't released.
Yeah, the song had not released. What sort of responses have you been getting? Because it's something which I think we've seen after a long time, as far as uninhibitedness is concerned, as far as Indian on screen is concerned.
So the response that I've got for Nirvana has been kind of mixed. The people who I expected to understand this, like my own friends have called me and been like, they can't see beyond the bra, they can't see beyond that staircase wala scene. But other people and working colleagues who are also friends and things like that, they are calling me and saying, we love your performance. People are saying it's so uninhibited. People are saying, people are calling and talking about my performance in the song. So this was a very unexpected sort of a response, because usually गाने में कोई आपको call करके performance के बारे में नहीं बोलता है. They're like, अच्छा, the song was good or the song was bad or something like that. So it's actually been amazing for me to see people who I thought were quite liberal being like, यार ये क्या है?
कुछ ज़्यादा हो गया.
And
right.
And people who I expected to say ज़्यादा हो गया, being like, अरे वाह, your performance is so good. So I'm really happy actually.
Yeah, obviously, if it just ignites any sort of curiosity, it's always good.
Always, yes.
So I think that is definitely a positive sign. I think the song is very good as well. What I personally noticed was that many a times we are the country of Kama Sutra. We've taught so many things to the entire world, but when it comes to the physicality, we tend to get cagey, especially women. We tend to judge them faster. कि यार, this is like men तो stud होते हैं, but औरतों को they start judging almost immediately. When say in the mall, in the changing room, when you go back and do the kissing part of it, it's like a progressive statement somewhere.
Yeah.
That why does only a man has to make the initial move? Even a woman, she has certain desires, and even she can express herself.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, the thing is that, as you said, we live in a very hypocritical, judgmental sort of society, and I think somewhere in my upbringing, I've always been brought up as somebody, as not as a girl. I mean, you know what I mean, like not as someone, just as a person who's an independent person.
Right.
Like both my parents, of course, who's a woman, but I've never been sort of told that, "Arey, you're a girl, so you can't do this," or "You're a girl, so you can't wear that," or
absolutely.
Your
mom is an actress as well, I believe.
Yes, and I think because of that, somewhere in my mind, like tomorrow, if I myself personally was interested in somebody, I'm somebody who would go and tell them that, listen, I have feelings for you or whatever. I'm not someone who, I don't believe in the concept of this ego thing with men and women, which I think in India, that entire disparity between a man and a woman in terms of like what you're saying, approaching someone, or if a girl wants to make out or make love or something and is the one who's initiating that thing, for me that's not such a big deal. Like I don't think there's anything different or bad or wrong in either that coming from a male or a female. And also I have, maybe because I've lived in Bombay, Bangalore, I've studied in California, I've had friends who are not Indian. A lot of my friends from school also were, from abroad. So I've grown up in an environment which has led for me to not have any of these thoughts in my mind. Right. I think had I not had that kind of upbringing, maybe I too would think like that. Like sometimes, when I'm watching a film and I see certain kinds of scenes that maybe which are slightly more jarring, like with violence, or even intimate scenes which are slightly little, in the tamasic route, I do feel a little from inside.
Tamasic as in like aggressive maybe.
Yeah, I want to like kind of avert my eyes, So somewhere inside me that thing is also there. The hypocrisy of being brought up in a country where these things are sort of suppressed. But at the same time, I'd say 90% of my thought process and maybe 95% of me is more liberal and understands that these things are not such a big deal.